Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, so just take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, it has been a while since I posted this. What was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Page of Swords. I'm just checking. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I have this set up correctly. All right, so the Page of Swords is bringing in some sort of communication. The pages would work for the king and queen, generally around the age of 7 to 14. They would come from the surrounding families in the area, and they would just be taught how to do small tasks around the palace and also deliver communication back and forth within the palace walls. The Page of Swords... Whoop. Oh, here's my cat, Stella. She's here for work. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr. A cat's purr raises the vibration to a healing energy, and she's already on it. She has happy feet. She's so funny. She loves the readings. She was sound asleep in the other room, but she heard that I was doing a reading without her. It's okay. You can stay. All right, so we do have the Page of Swords here delivering some sort of communication. In the old days, of course, this communication would be, in person, but these days it could be a phone call, an email, it could be something like a text message, maybe you see messaged on social media, maybe you see an event posted on social media, you go to it and you meet someone there that has exactly the information you need. Also, this could be just watching the news and having that trickle-down effect that it reminds you of something that's going on in your own life. So now this is also can just be an aha thought that you have, like a breath of fresh air. Aha, I have it. I know exactly what I want to do kind of energy. Because the Page of Swords, his element, the swords represent your mental intelligence, your discipline of your mind, and your ability to bring the thoughts of your mind down to earth. So this can represent a new enthusiasm. He is the only, out of all the pages, he's the only one who's not totally focused on his element, because he already knows what the question is, and he is looking forward to see if there is maybe intuitive answer that he could use along with his logic to have a creative solution. He loves to think outside the box, basically. And this also represents, I feel like, someone in the energy maybe that of someone who likes to golf. It always reminds me of them taking a swing, and golf is like an example of having discipline of your mind. It's a very mental sport. If on the first hole you make an error, then and you really mess it up, then the next hole you might just spiral and your whole game for the entire day could go bad. But maybe if you have good discipline of mind, you could have a hole-in-one in the next the next hole. So it's kind of talking about having that discipline of the mind, and also having that visionary kind of energy where you like to think outside the box and find creative solutions to your problems. We have the Empress energy. She's been showing up a lot lately in the readings, and I feel it's just something to do with the energy around this time of what's going on in the world, because the Empress, this is kind of an energy of being really, really good at manifesting. And so this is a really good time right now for a lot of people to focus on manifesting what they want and really looking into what they want. There's a lot, as I'm doing this reading, there's always a lot happening in the world, but there's a lot happening in the world right now. And so it's just that kind of energy. This is talking about, she is considered to be pregnant with possibility, And so this can represent the energy of actually being pregnant as well. But she is growing this wheat here, and she's she's planned it well. She picked the field that she wants to grow this in. She has the, the soil is ready for the seed, and she's planned everything out, and she sows it at the best time possible, and then she lets nature do its thing. And after nature does its thing, she knows she's going to have a bountiful crop, because she always does. And so she is the epitome of attracting and manifesting from a place of ease. She does put the work in, but she doesn't belabor it. She understands that nature will do its thing, and there's nothing for her to worry about. Basically, that type of energy. We have the Three of Pentacles, and so the Three of Pentacles is talking about you're in an elevated position. It means that you have reached the top of your field, mastered your skill set, and generally this card comes up when it's like a very unique skill set. So it could be like in the entertainment industry, an actor or an actress like that. The producers are showing up, the director wants you for a major role in the movie. That kind of energy. If you're, a singer or a musician, comedian, entertainer of some sort, getting a really good contract and having a lot of agents interested in you. A model, the same thing. If, agents wanting you to come and work, your agent finding you a lot of really, really good, solid work. There can also be an energy of, this could be, if someone went to university or college and now you have the paper and you were valedictorian of your class. This could be if you went and you were apprenticing to work on a skill like this stonemason is. This energy could be, you have the ticket now, and so you are, and people are wanting to hire you because people recognize that you do very good work. It also could be like an energy, so many different things that it could be. But basically, a lot of the time when people have, when this card shows up, it says that you may not be aware of how valuable your gift, your mastery really is, and how much people really, how many opportunities are really there, and how much people would pay for it because they really value what you do and how you do it. And so this is saying if you're going to collaborate with others, it's good people want to collaborate with you. Make sure that they're in alignment with your goals, especially when you get into those, the industries of, this could also be professional sports, like scouts looking to have you come in for a team. So like, for an instance, like what if they want you for, like there's maybe 5 different teams that want you to come in and play for them. But you might, there might be some that pay more, but they're in locations where you don't want to live. And, the one that pays a little bit less, but it's where you live. It's kind of, pentacles are about lifestyle, not just money. So it's that kind of energy, making sure that anyone you collaborate with is in alignment with your goals, and that you take control of that energy, that you're not, so you don't sign up for something that is something you regret agreeing to down the road. And this card can quite often represents secret society energy. So be careful of any contracts, any loopholes or anything. The thing is about secret society energy is they have their own rituals, their own rules, etc. And one of the major rules is that the group comes first, and so the individual does not matter as much as the group energy. And you agree to that, so then you could be working long hours that you don't want to work, on days you don't want to work, that kind of energy, and not doing the projects that really interest you. So we have, it looks like something has happened in that energy. So the Empress energy, is someone that can produce at a very high level and has some sort of unique energy here. But like this, perhaps already you are an Empress in the Empress energy, Remember, an empress can be a male or a female. This could represent like a male in his feminine energy, and the feminine energy quite often represents creativity, such as, you know, the entertainment industry, the arts, that kind of thing, and sculpting and that kind of energy. So this could be a male or a female in the Empress energy, and perhaps you have signed a contract and you regret it now and you don't know how you're going to you feel like, now I'm duty bound to this, and it's caused you a lot of hardships. Like the swords represent your thoughts, as I said, and also, you know, you feel trapped. This is like a mental prison that you're in. And so this is like, how do I get out of this contract kind of energy? It's like you're not happy, and this duty bound, and this is also, I feel, representing for you that your creativity is being stifled, that you're not allowed to do your work the way you want to do it. Basically, you have to do it the way they want because you signed a contract and said you would, that kind of energy. And here, I mean, I feel like with this card, quite often, I feel like there is way more water here to begin with. Like most of these swords are behind her now. So it's kind of like you've worked through a lot of the emotion and the thoughts that you've had about it. The right foot is forward, showing that you're ready. It's on dry ground. So it's like you're ready to make a move. And maybe on this one last thought that you have here is how you're going to do it. And so the left foot is still in this puddle, but it's very shallow now. And the water represents emotion in tarot. I'm not saying your emotions are shallow, but there's just less emotion in the situation, so you're able to see things a little bit more clearly, like getting ready to walk out of this and maybe find a solution that would work. And maybe this is information that's come in. You may have hired a lawyer to see how you can get out of this agreement, and maybe you know, now, yay, the lawyer is finally coming. Or this sometimes can represent someone who, an investigation going on, or a private eye kind of energy. And then we have the King of Cups energy. So the King of Cups is the most balanced of all the kings when it comes to matters of love. He's most emotionally available. He's sitting out here in the middle of all this rough water, and it representing a lot of chaotic emotion and chaos around him. But he's in the eye of the storm here, and he has a cup of love that he wants to offer someone, but he's waiting to be able to offer it when he feels the time is right. Because right now, maybe you are the one that he wants to give this cup of love to, and he recognizes that you're not in a position at this time to really accept his offer because you're busy dealing with this, and perhaps he has heard of it. He may even be the person that you hired to empower you to get out of this situation. And then we have this energy here that this is talking about a strong foundation for being able to move forward. This card is about making the 3 levels of making money. This is the strong foundation, means that, you know, this is safe money. It's not money that you have to play with. You need to use it for your, you know, maybe your mortgage payment, your car payment, that kind of energy. That you have to be responsible with this money. So it's kind of like safe money. You can't really play with it right now. And then, or invest it in more risky adventures. This is your heart's desires. And so going for your heart's desires, and then for your crowning glory. So when you're going for your crowning glory, it usually means that you're on your destined path, and you're like really going for, you need it to be able to move forward on your destined path. And then there's some illusions happening here. The moon is out. And this moon represents the energy of a lot of emotion in the water here. But this lobster has to crawl out of here to be able to get to his, to his path of glory, like that, to be on it and get to his where he needs to be. And so he's got to summon up the courage to climb out of the water here and sneak past this domestic dog and this wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. he has to stay within these pillars to make sure that he doesn't stray too far, get distracted, and get off course. This features the sun because of sometimes we have the eclipse season when readings are done, and we also have the new moon and the full moon, and this happens to be an eclipse season. So when I'm doing the reading, so I'm just mentioning it because the eclipse season sometimes can have a more heavy energy. So if you're feeling that energy, even if there is an eclipse, it can that energy can last about 6 months. So, and basically the energy would feel heavy then because you're really focused on an issue, like one thing, and it means it's good because you're resolving it, but at the same time it means you don't really have the big picture anymore because you've been so hyper focused on this. And so to be really careful that you get the big picture kind of energy before signing anything, that kind of energy. So you go up to the mountain and isolate yourself at the top. And this is representing after the dark night of a soul, having realized, oh my gosh, I don't know how to get out of this. And being really worried about it and finding out secret, you're finding out shift about this energy that you didn't know existed, and you're getting kind of freaked out by it, and you don't want to be here, and so you're having a dark night of the soul. And this is talking about having to make decisions here, and it's important that you do. And so you go up to the top of the mountain, and you get when the light of this lantern is full of the energy from your North Star, then it's time to come down from the mountain. His rod is golden here. This represents, okay, now you know what action to take. Now it's time to take action in that way. And we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is saying, hey, now you have a new passion for life. Yay! So like the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands is very... he's also, his element is the element of fire and passion. And so this is why I'm happy to see this. He's very enthusiastic and loves to learn all the different mysteries of the world, has an explorative nature, loves new adventures, he's got a feather in his cap, he's feeling confident. The thing is, with his information, you have to be a little careful because, as you can see, he really, really admires his wand. And so sometimes you have to take what he says with a grain of salt because he's quite often thinking with his little head. So you may have not only resolved this problem, but maybe the King of Cups is offering you a cup of love, and now you're feeling in this energy, passionate and woohoo, life got better. Yeah, and look at this. The rebel with the cause is coming in with a wand of passion here. So this is talking about the king and you are really passionate now. So, of course, you're feeling way better than you were in this energy. So this is a more serious offer coming in. You notice this is a younger, youthful energy after this dark night of the soul, and getting the information coming in about how to deal with the sword energy. Now it must have been good news and the King of Cups is okay, I'm going to propose this cup of, I'm going to ask her about this cup, offer her this cup of love, and and she's ready to receive it if she's going to receive it. And so this is talking, the Knight of Wands is woohoo, coming back to the king. Yes, she's really accepted this offer, and so now you're in a relationship with the King of Cups. Maybe just starting dating, whatever, and you're feeling like this, and he's feeling very passionate. This represents him reining his emotions in. So if he would have asked you too soon, you would have said no to him because you were too much involved in this energy. So he's very emotionally intelligent. He knows how to read people very well. And so this is an adventure. This is saying that the two of you will have an adventure together and really enjoy each other's company. And I have a feeling that the King of Cups has enough money that, and I feel like the Empress does too. So it's kind of more about being trapped in a situation where you have to work when you don't want to work, or they want you to do things that you don't want to do, because a lot of these secret societies have rituals. And that, you know, you don't find out this when you sign up with them. You find it out after. Like, as you know, you get higher up, and it's like, how do I leave this energy? I don't want to be in it anymore. Yeah, and it's like, this is talking about making the decision, and it's coming back to here. What this is saying, what got you in this energy, what saved you here, basically, is the fact that you were able to look away from the problem and think outside the box using your intuition. And that's basically what this card represents. When you are in this state, you can't see, all you can see is this or that. Like, like you can't see all the options, and it could be my way or the highway, or, you know, that kind of energy. And we have the new moon in the back saying, hey, this is a good time for you to to plant the seeds of a project of how you're going to get out of this, and use your intuition as well as your logic, like the Page of Swords does. And so, you know, here with the feet turned out in the bottom half of the body, this represents an energy of leaking energy, being exhausted from overthinking. And once you start using your intuition, and then you hire someone, that was the best thing you could have done. Kind of like, I'm going to go to so-and-so and ask for their help. And they just happen to be a King of Cups that has an eye for you. And so it all resolves in the end, and you find out there were several ways that you could get out of this. You know, there was a loophole in there, and he found it, and is supporting you to get through this. So this is the energy of the Empress, planting seeds, but some seeds she didn't realize that she was planting them with an energy that she wasn't in alignment with. Had a dark night of the soul, and now that dark night of the soul is over. Now she's feeling really, like, if this is your energy, you're feeling really enthusiastic about life, and met the King of Cups, and he not only did he solve your problem, but he also is very passionate about you and offered you a cup of love, which is really cool. Like, you're like, yay. I can feel, what a relief how things worked out, you know. And that's kind of like that eclipse energy I was talking about that's here. Sometimes the secrets, they come out, they give you information that you need so that you can move forward. And so this is saying now, with this energy combined, you have more than a strong foundation. And, you know, you left your comfort zone to be able to go inward and find other solutions, and therefore this good energy came in. Yeah, it's good. It's a happy ending. That's cool. So if you are ready to get off here, thank you for your... Whoops, I'm sorry, Stella. I didn't mean to hit you in the head with that card. My oracle cards are a little bit jumpy. I'm sorry, kitty. She was sound asleep and purring so well. And one of the cards went flying and whacked her right in the head. So she's not that happy with me. Sorry, that wasn't on purpose. All right, the card that came and knocked her in the head, I have it here. Well, you poor little kitty, it's okay. She's startled. She got a little bit spooked. She was she was purring away. All right. So I'm going to clarify with this oracle, and it's Tales from the Vector, TAILS, and I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings. There's 64 of them that I painted, and they are listed in the gallery, and this is the numbers and the order that they're listed there. In the description box below, I'll put the numbers here as they show up here, so that if you want to check out the information, you can. I plan to bring this out, but I'm working on making sure that I have the information correct before I go forward here. So when that happened, what happened here? I have a division in my cards here now. All right, so this is what's coming in, having the patience to stay on your designated path until you get the information that you need to be devoted to your path, and have the, temperance is when, you don't let your emotions get in control of you, so that you don't make impulsive moves that then you regret later. And that might be what you've done, but you've learned a lot from it, is the energy. So, not sometimes if a deal feels like it's too good to be true, sometimes it is. Or it could just be a good deal for someone else, but just it wasn't the deal for you. And so, yeah, there was a tower. So this can represent, the divorce in this card is talking more about the worst divorce would be the divorce from source energy, from God, and getting off your path. And that's where you were at. That's why you were so stressed out, because you were not willing to be on this path. It wasn't in alignment with your goals. And so a reality check hits. That's what the tower is. The tower always happens out of the blue, or it seems to, but generally what's happening is your intuition has probably been saying to you, even before you signed up or whatever, you need to look at this more carefully, and you didn't hear it. And then the frying pan comes out and whacks you over the head, and you go, ouch, that hurt. But I'll deal with it next week. I've got so much work to do. I never have any time these days. Yeah, because of this. But you don't see the connection so much at that point. And then, the 2x4 comes out and you still don't address it. So then the tower hits, and the tower comes, is like a lightning strikes your tower, basically, and knocks you out of it. So you don't have any choice but to take a look at it. And so we have the Libra energy coming in. When the horoscope signs come up in a collective general reading like this, I don't necessarily mean an individual. What I mean more is what is the state of being of Libra when it's at its best. We all have a little bit of every sign in us, so we can learn from all of the different energies. And this is saying, I feel like possibly when you are independent like this, as an empress, like an empress can be very independent. Maybe you weren't even thinking about marriage or anything, but when the King of Cups came along, it was more like, hey, like I would really like to accept this offer, but I can't because I'm stuck here, and maybe he lives in a different city or something like that kind of energy. So Libra energy is actually the scales of justice are part of that energy. And it's talking about being an adult, like a mature adult, and understanding what commitments and agreements make, especially like real serious ones. Like if you're planning to marry the King of Cups and accept his offer, understanding what that's going to require. If you want, you want to start a family and everything, and you don't want to work 60 hours a week like you're expected to by this energy here, then, you have to find a way out, basically. And then we have the Pisces energy. So yes, this is talking about a senior executive. So the energy of the King of Cups, like I feel like someone who has authority, and someone who understands the deep energies, idealism, and responsibility, and knew that this would be a very difficult choice for you. Or that you would have difficulty with this energy, but he knew how to get you out of it. And this is happening right now. The Chariot is right covering the moon energy, which everything is hidden that was hidden from you is now out in the open, and you know how to deal with this. Like you have the correct energy here, and it required patience from you, but congratulations, because you kept your emotions in check. And and this is talking about like the transition from a transition's happening in your life now because of it. So the Death card in tarot represents death and rebirth, like a major transition coming in, as does the Tower. So I feel that you will, if you haven't yet, you will find a way to get yourself out of this contract. There's a loophole or something in it that can get you out. And then at the top, look at this, we have the World. So the World represents also an ending of energy and a new beginning. So when the Fool goes on their journey in the tarot, the very first, when he's on a cycle, so this was a cycle of energy that's now over. When he starts his cycle, he's at the 0 point and goes through whatever happens in his life. But when you come to the World card, that's card 21 is the last card of the cycle. And it means, okay, this cycle is now ended, that you've achieved your goal. You've learned a lot from this. You found the lover that you want to marry, and they found you, and you're feeling passionate about life again. Now you can move forward again in a totally different cycle. And then this one is now over. So this is cool. This is really, I'm glad to see this. A nice light reading in some ways. So please do give it a like and comment if you did enjoy this. It really does help me to build my channel. I really appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. I will be back with some more readings about random shift in the near future. Bye for now.